Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody. Hello. Hey, guys. Old Man G here, back again with another Red Devil Studio live podcast. A bit different now. You can see my face as well as the others. I'm joined with Transfer Tom, JD, Shawnee. We've got a couple of others that will be joining us later. We've got a lot of stuff to talk tonight. Most notably, we're going to be previewing the upcoming Premier League season. We're going to be talking about who we think is going to get top four, relegation. We're going to preview the upcoming game week 1. We're also going to be talking about Messi and his ongoing debacle with Barcelona and what that means for Barcelona going forward. Briefly touch on Pirlo with Juventus. Is he going to be successful at Juventus? Who knows? And then I'm going to then move on and we're going to talk about our Bayern, PSG, Madrid. Are they going to have dominance this season in the European leagues? Are they going to have dominance? So remember, guys, we need to try and remember to like, share, and subscribe to Red Devil Studio. Follow us on Twitter and smash the notification button for latest match news. Shout out to Mike in the comments and also Average Joe. Very good to see you. And hopefully, Average Joe, you can moderate the comments while we crack on. So let's just basically get straight into it. The Premier League. Oh, can you hear me? Average is red. I don't think we can hear you. Can you guys hear me?
I can hear. Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Red. Wait.
Yes, I can hear you as well.
Everyone can hear me. Let me know in the comments, guys, whether you can hear us, because we can. Can you hear the rest of the panel?
Hello.
Yeah. Yep. You can hear each other. Okay. Let us know, Average Joe, if you still can't hear us in the comments. Okay. Just let us know. Right. Okay. Cool.
It's a trade off. We've got our face cams on, but we've turned our voices off.
Yeah. I'm not sure what's. Let me actually see. No, I can hear myself. Okay, that's fine. Cool. Okay, San Maya's just coming in, right? San Maya, thanks for joining us, Chief.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for having me.
No, great to hear. So I thought we had some technical issues, but I think everyone can hear everyone fine. Shout out to everyone who's in the comments as well. So yeah, like I said, we're going to be going in to basically just preview the upcoming Premier League season. So before we just go into nitty gritty, how is everyone feeling about the upcoming Premier League season? Do you think it's going to be looking forward to it? Excited? Is it going to be competitive? Like, what's everyone's just general thoughts before we go into specific top 4 predictions? San Maya, since you just joined us, new to the show, why don't you take away?
Yeah, I think this Premier League upcoming season will be very exciting. Liverpool, they're trying to defend their Premier League title, and then we got a strengthened Man City team, and of course a Chelsea, and also like Man United team, and there are also the underdogs like the Everton, the Wolves, and many other teams that they all like strengthened. So I think it's going to be a very good Premier League season.
Cool. Yeah, no, fair enough. JD, what are your thoughts?
Aside from the virus, hopefully can back off a little bit and let the teams play. I'm pretty much excited to see what will actually transpire, to be fair, because we are not sure who will make the top 4, like the order the top 4 will finish in, and that's pretty much impressive. Because normally we could always say a Manchester City or Liverpool will definitely win it. I think with the signings of Manchester United and Chelsea, it kind of draw the gap a little bit closer. And as you know, VAR is naturally a new thing introduced in the Premier League, so it can favor any team, and that just make it much more interesting.
Okay. Shawnee, your thoughts?
Yeah, I kind of agree there. Like, I think the standout team for me anyway is that's looking strong. It is Chelsea. I don't think they're going to be holding on for third place anymore. I think third place looks pretty solid to them now. I don't think they're going to challenge just yet, because a lot of the time you do need your squad to gel. it doesn't always happen straight away. Sometimes it does, but it doesn't always happen straight away. So, I would throw Chelsea in there. That I think they've had a good transfer window, and it's I can't think that of anything else that Frank Lampard, like a place that Frank Lampard might want to strengthen. So I think goalkeeper maybe, yeah. But yeah, I think just generally he's had a really good transfer window, and I think he'll be happy to start the season and see how his team does. Like I say, probably not challenging yet, but I think they're going to have a good season. And yeah, I don't think it's going to be quite like we've just witnessed this season with Liverpool being that far ahead of the. I mean, I hope it does turn out that way, but I just don't think it will be the case this time.
And Tom, what are your thoughts?
Oh, very excited. Like I say, at the moment we've still got, I think, the window's still open, and a lot of big names floating about, such as Koulibaly, Sancho, and obviously I think Manchester City's bubble got burst with Lionel Messi, a couple of days ago. But hey-oh, but I like I say, Chelsea have improved massively. United are still looking to improve. Liverpool are looking at players. City are looking at players. In terms of the top of the table, I think it's exciting. And I'm telling you that for a team who's only just come up, I really like this Leeds United team. I really like this Leeds team. But I like Bielsa's style of football. Very, very attractive. Very hard working and demanding. But it's very. I will put a big bet on Leeds, possibly even causing an upset on match day 1 against Liverpool, because I think they're that good enough to do that, and I think it's that kind of team. So we're talking obviously about the teams that are obviously at the top of the table. I think some of the, like you look at, say, Sheffield United, who would have expected them to be all the way up at the table? People saying they're going to get blown away and get relegated. For me, I think Leeds qualify for Europe. I don't think Champions League. I think Europa League for me. I'm making big statements, but I'm backing it, to be honest with you. But yeah, I'm just really excited. Just every team in the league, to be honest with you.
Cool. Okay, we'll get into the classification direct now. Abdullah, I know that's you, Abdullahi, who's obviously a very big Chelsea fan. So I'm sure you're very, very pumped and excited for the upcoming season. And you obviously love Kai Havertz because you think he's equivalent to Zidane. What are your thoughts on the upcoming? Are you really excited? Do you have high hopes for Chelsea?
Yeah, Red Devils. Excited is another word when you call excited. I would say I'm optimistic because of one thing: Arrizabalaga. That's my number one problem. Because if Arrizabalaga doesn't, if it's not being like replaced, we're gonna have a problem. We have a good attack. Thiago Silva is very good defender and very coordinated. When you say like that defense, we considered 55 goals last season. One of the worst goals ever considered in Chelsea history. That's worst. So in Thiago Silva now, we have someone who can like leadership in that defense, who can talk to both the defender, the right back, the left back, and the partnership in between. Also, that's the leadership we need as a Chelsea fan. But my problem is Arrizabalaga himself, because we all say he's trash. Arrizabalaga is good, but the problem with him is he lost confidence as a goalkeeper. Now, when you lose confidence as a goalkeeper, you need your defender and your midfield to trust you. But firstly, you need to trust yourself as a goalkeeper first before people can trust you. I am very optimistic about the attack, the midfield, and the kind of distracting we've gone to we've recruited. But my worry is Arrizabalaga is my worry. If it can be replaced, I don't need to get a world-class goalkeeper. Just get someone that can compete with him, someone that can put him on his toe, someone that can make him be competitive as a goalkeeper. Then we can see the best of Arrizabalaga. But at the moment, I would say just give me like a little bit of another season. Let's see how good he is with a good competition, a good like the way David Gea is and Dean Anderson now. The Gea knows once it's fucked up, Dean Anderson is waiting for him to be replaced. He knows once he make any silly mistake in United at the moment, Dean Anderson is taking over. So that's what Arrizabalaga needs. If you make mistake, someone is ready to take your spot. So he needs to know his spot in Chelsea. That's my number one worry. Optimistic is what I could call it. Excitement, no, I'll call it optimistic because we need to understand this player needs to gel together first. Akin Ziyech, Timo Werner, Kaya Havertz, and this kind of they need to gel together first. Understanding is it matters a lot in football. And also, communication does matters a lot. But at the moment, optimistic is what I can call it.
Fair enough. Thanks for that. At least that's realism, I think, as a Chelsea fan. So I think that's fair enough. So let's basically just get straight into it. Like, we could probably spend ages on going through the different sorts of permutations, but just to keep us on track, because we do have quite a lot to talk today, I want to specifically just go in. Obviously, the transfer window has not closed yet, and so there's a lot to do in terms of, there's still a lot of variables to consider. But based on what we know now, going into the season, and the season's obviously going to start this week, who do you think is going to finish top four? Let me know in the comments as well, guys. And I'll start with San Maya. Who do you think, based on what you know now going to season, will finish top four in the Premier League this season?
Can you repeat the question again?
So who do you think will finish top four based on what we know now?
I think Man City will be first. Second will be Liverpool. Third will be Chelsea, and fourth will be Man United.
And is there any specific? Is there any reasoning behind that?
I think because Man City they lost to Liverpool last year. I think this year Pep and their team will be extra motivated to win the Premier League, and their signings like Ferran Torres and Nathan Ake, so they got squad depth. So I feel it's gonna be an improved Man City team, and I do think Liverpool, they lack some squad depth, and I do think there might be fatigue concerns or rotation concerns in that team, but I still think they will be second, and Chelsea and Man United will be third and fourth.
Fine. Okay, fair enough. JD, what are your thoughts? As a City fan, that's probably news to your ears. You think City gonna win?
But you knew my listing from last week, and it still remained the same. City top, even with all the problems defensively on the right side, which I think Ake can play that role properly well, because I saw him played for Netherlands, and he was just a very good defender. People kind of sleep on him a little bit, He's really better than what most individuals thought. But nevertheless, we will add a next defender just for squad depth, just the same. Vice versa, even if Ake will be on the bench, it doesn't really matter, because if Koulibaly comes in, it's going to be even better, right? So we solved that problem there. Second for me, as I told you guys, I have Chelsea there. Even though I know Chelsea will have gelling problem, I still believe that because they were so good last season with a poor squad, I think these additions will just help them throughout from the get-go. You have Silva. Silva is very good with his mentorship. You have to look at that as well. He's going to marshal that back line and upgrade Christensen and Rudiger. I think they are going to be better players under him as well. So I think they are going to gel faster than most individuals think. So I put Chelsea, and then I put Liverpool third. And as you know why I put Liverpool third, I just don't believe that they respect the transfer window. Worst of every other teams that are in and around them selecting and buying key players that they are interested in to boost their squads. So they don't have any player to add to their squads, and they are selling player, because I heard that Ronaldo will leave to Barcelona. So that will only hurt them more. You get me? So, and then I would put Manchester United fourth.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. Sean, thoughts on top four?
Yeah, pretty similar from last season. Like I said, I think it's definitely going to be closer. Then I don't think there's going to be a runaway team as there was the season just gone. So it also I kind of agree with is it JD to that Liverpool haven't really done much in the transfer window in the preseason. I have I have seen more depth. There's like a lot of players that we're using right now that we maybe haven't used last season. A lot of players that are back from loan deals like Ryan Brewster, Harvey Elliott, and them kind of youngsters that are looking really, really sharp. And it looks like that Klopp is now starting to put them into rotation because there's no sign of any of them going out on loan or being sold or anything like that. So it sounds like, or it looks like, that he's maybe happy with how the youngsters have performed. And they haven't faced like small teams. They've faced quite big teams in pre-season. We've been playing like Salzburg and them kind of teams. I think they're probably the team the standout team that is maybe useless is Blackpool. That was like really literally the only team that we played that wasn't decent. So yes, so like I think Klopp is just happy to use the youngsters. They're obviously performing well to the standards that he's expecting them to be at. But in terms of like strength, depth, and power, like Chelsea really have done a really, really good job. I do think that, like I said earlier in my statement, it might take them a season to. You don't know, like they might just click and start smashing it in and start challenging, hovering around that sort of second spot and might even like snatch the Premier League. But I like to think that that Klopp knows what he's doing. I think there's a lot of Liverpool fans that are panicking and they're just like, why are we not going in for all these big players? Havertz and who have been linked with Liverpool for so long. But they, like I say, like Klopp just has his way. Like if it doesn't fit, like Werner, he actually met up with Werner. Like something that was said, he obviously disconnected, and he just it just put him off. He didn't want the deal, and he went to Chelsea. So he's obviously just happy to just with what he has. So let's just see what he can do, and I'll at the end of the season we'll be able to either criticize him or praise him. So if I had to make a prediction, I'd like to say either Liverpool or Man City first again. I think Chelsea will have a hand over Man United. I think Chelsea have had the better transfer, but I don't think Man United are going to struggle to get to fourth this season. And even though I think Arsenal are going to do better, I don't think that Man United are going to need that last second push to make sure that they get to like fourth or third place. So that will be my top four.
Cool. Okay, fair enough. I think we've got Tom and Abdullah. So Tom, what are your top four predictions?
Well, I think obviously the main name at the moment is I can't see Liverpool or City finishing below than second, so I can already write that off. For me, I think City will clinch it this season. I don't. With Liverpool, he just seems very like Klopp at the moment, because when he was at Dortmund and he dethroned Bayern Munich, his plays were relentless for 2 years. They've just come off of a 2-year absolute dream streak, and they've won pretty much every trophy that they've been to near enough, by possibly the Community Shield. They won the Champions League. They obviously came close to winning the league that season, missed out on it by a point. And then they've gone on and steamrolled the league this season, won other trophies along with it, such as the Super Cup and everything. And it just feels very much like the Borussia Dortmund team and the Klopp. And it's, can you keep up this relentless streak, should we say, and keep up this thing? And you've got to think at Liverpool, they've got a lot of experienced players, and like Shawnee's just said, obviously bringing in a lot more of the youngsters, such as Harvey Elliott and Ryan Brewster, who's had such as a loan spell and everything. And it'll do good for them to come in and mix with some of these experienced players. It's kind of clicking, but I think obviously you look at when I look at Chelsea, it's tough to call, because every player that they've bought from Europe. They haven't bought a Premier League proven player. Havertz could come to the Premier League and it might not suit him. Ziyech, the same. Werner, Werner's obviously scored in the pre-season, but pre-season's pre-season. When it comes to the nit and gritty and right, you need to get points on the board. It means something to win the game now. You get points on the board. can you keep up with that pressure? And I think these players haven't been tested yet. Thiago Silva hasn't been tested in the Premier League. And obviously, being at such an age, that might play a factor. Who knows? So I think it's unpredictable with them. Whereas I look at, say, teams such as Man United and stuff. Yeah, Man United haven't bought anybody, but the whole squad's developed for a whole season pretty much. Chelsea's bought 5-6 players that need to gel. This United team has already gelled for a season, and they've only bought in one player in Donny van der Beek, which isn't going to be that hard to develop into a team. And I think, obviously, with such as players like Bruno, and if you get a fully fit, say, Pogba for a full season, Rashford and stuff, then it might be a different story in case of Man United. But for me, personally, I'll go for City to win the league, Liverpool seconds. Personally, I'm gonna go United third, and I'm gonna go Chelsea fourth.
Okay, so pretty much the same as last season, except City are finishing above Liverpool.
Mm-hmm.
Abdullahi, as obviously as a Chelsea fan, what are your thoughts on top four?
Obviously, I think I'm gonna annoy some fans here. Yeah, I don't mean to be biased. I do not mean to be biased. I've been saying this for the past 2-3 seasons. Man City, people are out Man City gonna win the league. Man City has the problem. It's not about defense. It's about Pep Guardiola himself. That's the problem of Man City. Apart from Pep Guardiola, they can win anything they can win in Europe and in EPL. But Pep himself is the real problem of that Man City team. That is why I'm not putting them as my number one in the Premier League table. They can win 100 points, 200 points, but Guardiola himself is the problem because you overthink too much. What are you overthinking? People rate you as one of the top 2, top 3 managers in world football. Do the basic thing, and we know you as an attacking manager. Attack. If people play 3-5-2, must you play 3-5-2 with them? No. Exactly. It doesn't suit you. It doesn't. So why are you overthinking too? Why are you overthinking too much? That people want to praise me, I'm the best manager in the world. You don't do that. That's stupidity for me. It's the reason they're failing in Europe. It's not about the players at all. It's not even about the player mentality. It's Pep himself. It's himself. That's why I'm not putting him as a number one in the table at the moment. No. I'm not putting there because Pep is still gonna have the same problem he's gonna have last year. It's still gonna have the same problem too. Because if you look at those players United have gelled a lot because they have Bruno, they have Labille together. So they have Martial, Greenwood, Rashford, they've gelled together. If you look at Chelsea, the player needs to gel together. But this player Chelsea, these players they play on international level. Kai Havertz, Timo Werner, Hakim Ziyech. These players have experienced a lot. They know how it is to play on a high level. Not a championship team. They know how to play. When it comes to like top tier team, they know how to play. So it may take a little bit of time for them to gel, but they know exactly what to do. So I'm not putting Man City as number one. I'm not putting. So my top 4 at the moment is gonna go for Chelsea first, Man United second, Manchester City third, and Liverpool fourth.
Wait. Let me go back again. So you think Chelsea are going to win the league?
Let me go back. I believe it depends. It's in between United and Chelsea because those two teams came very close last. Yes.
Even I don't think United are going to win the league next season.
I'm saying it now. Everybody's gonna be surprised between Chelsea and United. People doesn't rate them that much because of the kind of point Man City and the Liverpool. Liverpool has been very bad last season. The reason they won the league last season was because of luck. That was why they won the league. Yes, luck.
How many points clear were there?
No. Let me explain myself. Because people said Liverpool. If you look at the front three of Liverpool, Mo Salah, Sadio Mane, and Roberto Firmino, yes, they could gel. They can score you goals. But look at the lapses in Liverpool. Look at the lapses they are having in defense. Look at those lapses. If they play a very good top team tier, they can easily get beaten and dismantled. Yes. Last season they were beaten by Watford. So they can
one game.
So I'm not putting either Man City or Liverpool in either second or third because I know there's loopholes in that team. It's gonna be.
You can't say that we easily get beat because we've got like the record for being like.
You may have the record.
Beaten at home.
Yeah, not being beaten at home. Yeah.
I mean, Average Joe Abdullahi, Average Joe agrees with you, Abdullahi. He says, I like the way this guy thinks. I mean, it's fair enough, Abdullahi, that's all I can say. Fair enough. I don't think anyone, I mean, in fact, Josh, can you hear us? You just joined.
Yo.
Yeah, we're just doing the top 4 predictions.
Okay.
What are your, before we just move on, what do you think, what are your top 4 predictions for the upcoming season? And who do you think is going to get top 4 and why?
I think I guessed it right last time, right?
You said Liverpool, for the previous Premier League, I think you said, you said Liverpool were going to win the league last season.
I remember saying Liverpool, City, and Chelsea definitely, and I didn't put Arsenal top 4.
I didn't put Spurs. Everyone put Spurs.
Yeah.
Why would I do that?
No, I don't think you did. Everybody else did.
Because Pochettino would manage and the Champions League.
Yeah. Go on.
I'm putting my camera on because I'm eating, by the way. I think I don't know who's going to win the league. I was having this conversation with I can't remember who it was now. And I said I don't know who's going to win the league, but I know for a fact Liverpool and City are going to be there. That's for damn sure. Yeah, I mean you'd expect Chelsea to, the amount of money they spent. If Chelsea don't get a trophy this year, then that's just shocking. I'm sorry, that is absolutely shocking. But so I've got Chelsea there, and then I got Arsenal. Sorry, United fans.
So you think Arsenal 4th?
I'm just saying Arsenal are going to be in the top 4. This is in no particular order.
Okay.
I don't know who's going to win the league, but any of those 4 apart from Arsenal.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
The thing is, right? Like I would have said Liverpool, City, United, Arsenal, but then Chelsea, like the amount of money they spent, if they don't get top 4, then I don't know what's. I just don't know.
Lampard will be sacked, presumably.
Yeah. But the thing is, I'm only saying Arsenal because I'm backing my team, but it's hard to even. Like, I'd arguably say United might be title contenders this year. I know I didn't put them in, but like just because their run last season post-lockdown was incredible. Bruno Fernandes, like as soon as Bruno Fernandes came in, the team just looked like they've been playing with each other for years. So like if, man, I want to drop one of those out, but I got to put Arsenal in there. But if it wasn't Arsenal, then United. But I have to put Arsenal in there. But yeah, and Ollie's a PE teacher, so.
Let me quickly just address one quick thing. This is a face for the guys watching on Face. Anything about Sergio Rangelon? I posted a video on the website. The latest what we've got, there was some sort of Sky news commentator who apparently was speaking to some inside the camp, and supposedly United are preparing a bid for Sergio Rangelon. But I think it's just one of those watch this spaces. But the word seems to be that we are interested in him and we're going to produce a bid at some point. That's basically the latest news. I wait for Fabrizio Romano to say something on that matter. Kesa, yeah, man, I'm going to get you one in a little bit, just to give you a say, just because I'm doing 2 or 3 things. So we've talked, everyone I think has given their sort of top 4 prediction. So actually, it's just interesting. I think this will be probably even harder. Which teams do you actually think are going to get relegated? You know, given the teams that have come up and are there, which teams do you think are going to get relegated? And I'll start with San Meyer again.
Which teams are going to get relegated? Let me think first. Can you come back to me?
I will come back to you, San Meyer. I will come back. Yeah. JD, man.
Yep. I had out of the 3 promoted teams, I had West Brom going down back.
Okay.
because I just believe that the experience from the last 2 seasons ago with Fulham will actually keep them up out of the 3 teams, and Leeds definitely won't struggle. I had them 15th in my prediction, but I realized that others have them even higher. So that's how good they are, and their manager is very good. So I believe they are going to be 15 upwards. So it's not going to be a problem. And the next two I have is Villa and Brighton. Villa really stepped up their game with the last 6 games left last season, but I don't believe they scored enough goals for me.
I agree.
And Grealish maybe leave in this transfer window. They don't really know as yet. And if he left, I think they're done. And Brighton, I just believe that Brighton won't survive the drop this season. So Brum, Villa, and Brighton for me.
I'm very happy with Brian going down if that happens.
Oh my God.
I know your beef with Brighton, Sean. So,
Yeah.
what are your top 3 predictions, Shawnee?
It's the three relegation teams.
Top 3. Obviously, the 3 teams will be relegated. Sorry.
Yeah. I mean, West Brom. I think, they're going to struggle. I think, but at the same time, I don't know. Like, I'm almost inclined to put in West Ham again because they haven't done anything.
Yeah, that's a very good. That's a very good shout. Very good.
Yeah.
They look terrible right now.
No, but I don't want to interject in anything. But remember, West Ham signed a lot of players last season, but they took a while to gel. So with this season and the virus, I think that will help them a lot. So give them a little time.
But they never gelled though. That's part of the problem. They never gelled. They just started to play a little bit well, like in the last 10 games of the season. I think it was to be honest, it was because Antonio was kind of fit, and I think he's probably their best player in terms of getting them goals and being a poacher. So, but honestly, aside from him, they could have easily sort of gone down to, but anyway, sorry, go on, Sean. You were saying you were relegation.
No, I just it just looked like such a struggle for them, like towards the end of the season, like even post COVID. So like I'm almost inclined to like kind of throw them into the mix there. And then I really dislike Brighton, so like I'm going to chuck Brighton in there straight away. So Brighton, I think West Brom are going to struggle because once again, I've seen some of what they've done, and I don't know, like it's almost like it was nasty for them to get into the Premier League in the first place. So like I think they're not going to have a good time. So yeah, I'll go with them 3. So West Ham, West Brom, and Brighton with 12 points.
Josh, your thoughts on who's who's getting relegated?
I've been wanting West Ham to get relegated for so long. They always like scared, like floating over relegation, and then they have like a 3-4 game run at the end of the season where they just smack everybody up. Like Antonio just turns into prime R9. Like I'd love for West Ham to go down. They sack managers all the time. Moyes' been there how long now? Is it still Moyes?
It's still Moyes because he replaced Pellegrini, didn't he?
So he's had a season, Moyes, at least.
No, not a full season. He came in half a season. Yeah.
Okay, half a season. So I'd love for West Ham to go down. Who just got promoted? So we got Leeds,
West Brom,
Leeds, Fulham, West Brom.
Yep.
I mean, Leeds aren't getting relegated, are they? Like
No.
Leeds.
I think they'll do quite well.
Yeah, so do I. And you got your boy who just had an England call up. What's his name? Phillips. He looks like a strong midfielder. Probably be good in the Prem. He's quite physical. West Brom, I'm not sure. I haven't watched them too much this season. I know attacking wise. You know, they got that Pereira guy, Brazilian lad. Their attack's decent. Fulham. I don't know if Fulham are strong enough to stay up, honestly. So I'm going to go Fulham, West Ham, and Spurs. No. I don't know. I don't know for the third one, honestly. I really don't know. I'm not sure.
Average Joe says, why is no one saying Aston Villa? I think JD said Aston Villa.
I said Aston Villa.
Yeah.
Incoming.
Yeah. That's a good show. Yeah, I'll go those three then.
Yeah.
Fulham, Villa, and West Ham, hopefully.
Oh my God. So Brahman Brighton would step, okay.
Abdullahi?
Yep.
Thoughts on teams that are going to get relegated?
It's easy to pick. You can just close us and pick them. Very easy to pick.
Okay.
Very easy. Aston Villa, Brighton, and Fulham. Bye-bye. Goodbye. Very easy to pick. You don't even need to stress yourself.
I think that's a reasonable shout because Fulham came up not too long ago and then went straight.
Fulham doesn't have the squad depth that need to stick with the EPL. They lack squad depth. When you want to play in the EPL, you need squad depth. You're gonna play many matches. If you look at West Brom are not really that good. I think West Brom will a little bit survive. They will escape through a little bit. They will. In terms of Leeds will go even far. So my pick is on Aston Villa, Aston Villa, Brighton over. Brighton need to get relegated, man. They need to get relegated. They need to get the hell out of there. They need to get relegated. Brighton, Aston Villa, and my next one is Fulham because I believe Fulham. Yeah. When I watched the promotion to the EPL, they lack squad depth a little bit. And the problem with them is, I think they play too many open football, and it's gonna cost them a lot in EPL because when you play too many high lines, it costs you a lot in EPL. So that's my pick because the last squad depth. That's my problem with them. So I think those three will get relegated. But
fair enough.
West Ham will move. West Ham will stay. West Ham won't go. They won't get relegated. No, they won't.
Unfortunately.
Oh, it's got. But Sports Gossip says good. With Bilic in charge, can't see them going down.
No. Yes, Bilic is good. He's a good coach though. So that's why I'm saying West Brom will stay up. They will skip through a little bit.
You nearly got West Ham relegated.
Yeah, that's the. I mean, to be honest, what manager hasn't almost got West Ham relegated? So, is that really on him? Because he's got them. So, also you're speaking, Tom. Tom, who do you think is going to be relegated then?
Villa are going to straight down. Villa out of here. I don't care. Villa out of here. Very lucky on the last day. Very lucky.
They were.
And you've got to think if that VAR controversy with Sheffield United, they wouldn't even be in the Premier League right now.
Yeah, that's true.
No, so rid the luck massively. So Villa going straight down. West Brom are going with them. I'm being ruthless at it. I don't care.
I love it, Tom.
West Brom are going. Burnley.
Wow.
Burnley. I don't think Burnley. No. No.
All right. Well, I'm calling it anyway. We'll return at the end of the season. Leeds in the Europa League. Burnley going down.
Leeds Europa League. Newcastle Europa League, man.
Newcastle.
Up the tune.
Callum Wilson, Ryan Fraser.
Exactly.
What's his guy's name? The Norwich left back. What's his name?
Jamal Lewis.
Jamal Lewis. Jamal Lewis.
That's the one that Liverpool. It was either him or the Greek lad.
Exactly. I don't know what's wrong with Liverpool. They went from Timo Werner, boom, no money. Kai Havertz, no money. Jamal Lewis for 10 million. They can't even pay 10 million. I'm done.
It's a business at the end of the day.
This is the point that Sport Gossip made. West Ham are a massive chairman and Moyes dispute. So that obviously isn't going to help regarding preparations for next season.
But I think, guys, the team we're not talking about is Everton. Everton are getting good signings. If you look at before Ancelotti came in, they've been getting some ridiculous signings that does not make sense. But look at Ancelotti. Abdoulaye Doucouré. My God, that guy is a very good player. Haaland, James Rodriguez. Those 3 players can transform that team. Those are very good players
I
in which
think-
Ancelotti loves.
I think the thing with Everton, before I go to San Meyer, is that, and I'll make the point, is that like Everton, like I saw a statistic on Twitter, like where like Everton basically have like the third highest, they spend the most. So I think it's City, United, and Everton in the last 5 years in terms of net spend. Everton is third, and yet they hover around 10th. And so I think that the issue with Everton, why people want to take them seriously, is that they spend a lot of money, and yet they've not come anywhere near close to stopping top 4.
But
And
I
the
think
thing is,
I think the problem with them is, sorry for cutting you short.
Okay.
The problem with them is the lack of managers they change. Ancelotti is a top tier manager and he knows what he wants. I think the signing he has been getting this year, he has to be given credit. James Rodriguez, Haaland, Abdoulaye Doucouré, those 3 players are very good, very, very good players.
I don't disagree with you, but I mean, are you saying that Chris Wilder is a top tier manager? He finished above Everton last season, you know.
Yeah.
So, so it just seems to be
Nuno?
Nuno. I mean, well,
Yeah, I think I kind of know what you mean because the type of signings they normally get are like
Exactly.
rejects. So like
Exactly.
Barca rejects or Real Madrid rejects or et cetera, et cetera.
Mhm.
Alan was playing for Napoli in that midfield for a very long time.
James
Doucouré, I
Rodriguez
know,
too from Real
obviously
Madrid.
Doucouré got relegated, but he's a top player.
Yeah.
James Rodriguez, that's an interesting one because he's had so many loan spells, but it'd be interesting to see if he can revive his career and do it in the Prem.
I think
Yeah.
he can do it because I think Ancelotti is the key man for him signing for Everton, because I think Ancelotti coached him when he was in Real Madrid and in Bayern Munich. So when he was in Real Madrid and Bayern, he played very well. He played
Okay.
like the James Rodriguez we know in Real Madrid. So I think
Yeah.
Ancelotti is the key. That's why I said those signings they've been signing recently has been garbage. But now that Ancelotti has taken over, they've been signing very good players. Haaland from Napoli, Abdoulaye Doucouré from Watford, and James Rodriguez now. Those are very good players. Those are the players that can turn around their teams. I'm seeing them finishing above 10th. I'm finishing above 10. Later, I want to see them finish 7th or 6th. They have to finish
Interesting.
7 or 6. With those players they signed, they have
yeah.
to finish 7 or 6.
I wanted to say something about the Burnley thing. Burnley
Sorry,
getting relegated.
just San Meyer just needs to get his San Meyer
Samaya, go for it.
relegation figured out yet?
Yeah, I think it will be Fulham and then Aston Villa and Brighton.
See?
Fulham, Aston Villa, and
And
Brighton.
Brighton. Same thing with me.
Okay, we're not. JD, your point, sorry?
Yeah, but the only thing I was going to say about Burnley is the problem that Burnley is the only physical team left in the Premier League. And it's very hard for a normal passing team to beat a physical team. So I don't believe over 38 games, Burnley ain't picking up 10 wins. And I genuinely believe that 30 points will be safe for this season because most of the other teams will be so poor, 30 will be the savior for this season. So I think Burnley will pick up more than 30 points. So relatively easy.
Yeah.
Because they're too physical. No one can play against them.
Yeah, exactly. Very right. JD is very right. Yeah, that's correct.
I think there's worse teams in the Premier League. It's not that I think that Burnley are great. It's that when I look at
I'm saying physical. The physicality passing team it's very hard to play passing football around physical team. They will beat most of these teams, believe me.
I agree.
Okay.
I think they finished 10th last season, right? They finished 10th, right?
Yes, they did good well.
And they do well against like the sort of relegation teams too. Like they might not, they won't beat a City or United or anything like that, but they'll definitely, pick up points against the relegation fodder.
Okay. So just to round up sort of our Premier League, I'm just going to get the game week 1 fixtures on, and I just want to get your thoughts on some sort of score predictions.
Don't get devil. Don't put me on spot. I beg. Nah.
Well, the representative. I'll just get up so hopefully people can see. 2 seconds. Screen share it. My computer's being really slow today. There we go. Should work now. Can everyone see that?
It's loading,
Yep.
though. It's loading. Yeah, we can see it. Yeah.
You can see that. Cool. Okay. These obviously are the game week 1 fixtures. In the comments as well. Okay, so looking. So
I just want to quickly say Liverpool had a promotion team for the first game last season as well.
Yes. Norwich City.
Norwich, yeah.
Yes.
Now,
That's what happens when you're the champions.
This is different. This is league.
Man United used to get that treatment too, Sean.
Yeah.
Not anymore.
yeah, we don't have that anymore, unfortunately. We do not. It's
Red Devils. What time? When do you guys play? Do you play on Saturday or Sunday? When do you?
No, we're not playing this week because of
We don't play.
European. Yeah.
Yeah, and neither Man City.
Yeah.
Also,
That-
when are you playing?
So
The
next
following
week.
week.
Yeah.
We'll play. We'll start game week 1 next week.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So we'll have a game in hand on the rest of the teams. So
Yep.
we'll sit here.
Oh, okay.
So Josh, being our resident Arsenal fan, Fulham versus Arsenal. Score prediction, thoughts?
I'm going with 2-0 Arsenal. We last season we played. Was Burnley the first game? I remember in the first 3. I think it was. Hold on. There was Newcastle, Burnley, and Liverpool. I think was the first 3, if I remember
Yeah,
correctly.
it was.
Yeah.
Burnley.
It was
So, like,
Burnley.
And I don't know. Burnley's maybe they take a while to get going because that fixture, because we drew with Burnley on the reverse fixture. You know what I mean? So it's Burnley probably. It's a team that they take a while to get going, but like we play these kind of not necessarily like top tier opponents usually at the start. I would say, and we usually do well at the start until we face a Liverpool. It happens every single time because we beat Burnley 2 or 3-0, and then we beat Newcastle, and then we faced Liverpool, and they didn't spank us, but they beat us. They beat us badly enough to realize like the difference in competition there. So we'll no problems against Fulham. But yeah, I think we got Liverpool in October, so that's going to be the challenge. But yeah, it'd be a good to see our formation because Ozil has been playing in the preseason. So Arteta basically said he gives everybody a fresh start. So we'll see how Ozil if he's going to be incorporated into the first 11 now, and hopefully our Ghanaian boy Partey might be there with us too. I bet he is hoping.
So what's your score prediction?
2-0.
Because there's been a few in the comments. Ilya says Fulham 1, Arsenal 0. Case says 4-0 to Fulham. Sports Gossip with a bit more reasonable comment says 2-1 to Fulham. Arsenal away. Horrible.
Oh dear.
So
I'm guessing they're all United fans.
maybe.
Okay.
What's your score prediction?
I said 2-0.
2-0. Does
We need
anyone
to get some admins in the YouTube chat that start timing these people out. These damn monks, man. Too many of them.
Is there anyone on this stream that would disagree with Arsenal beating Fulham before we move on?
I disagree a little bit.
Oh dear.
Okay,
Yeah,
Abdullah, why do you
Yeah, because see, this is it. I understand Fulham new promoted team, but if you look at the new promoted team, one thing about Arsenal is last season their problem was lack of consistency. They relied too much on Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, and this is gonna be their failure also this year too. Aubameyang is for me top 3, top 4 best strikers in Watford because it is that clinical striker. But the problem with Arsenal is they have to play out of Aubameyang's shadow. When you want to play, you need to play out of Aubameyang's shadow. You need more players to play. If Aubameyang gets injured, Arsenal are done. They are done for the rest of the season. Because
Aubameyang hasn't been injured ever, I don't think in his whole career.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. It's gonna be dicey, but I'm seeing a draw. I'm seeing a draw in the match.
A draw. Okay. It's not a lot. Okay.
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's possible though because it's EPL. Anything is possible in EPL. Anything is
That's true.
I'm saying it's possible. I trust Arsenal because Arteta want to go to like a back three, but Fulham play an attacking football. And do you want to tell me David Luiz and those kind of players at the defense they will concede goals because it's class B brick. It's David Luiz class B. It will concede. So I don't trust that defense that much. That's what I'm saying. It's gonna be like dicey, like a little bit of draw. It's gonna be dicey though. But
I feel you, bro.
Anything is possible. Is EPL. I'm not writing anything off. I'm not.
Trust the process, bro. Arteta. Trust the process.
Yeah, I know. Arteta he has impressed me a lot. But the problem with Arteta is being an Arsenal fan now. I want Arteta to change something. He can't be playing back three every match. It doesn't work.
I was actually saying that to somebody today. I was thinking, at the end of the day, like not every team is just gonna let you.
Exactly.
Not every team is just gonna sit back. Like playing that back three. Like when we play teams like Liverpool, like I watched the Community Shield. I was like, oh my days! Like we were just sitting back, soaking up the pressure, like some Mourinho team.
Exactly.
Like we need. I'm hoping we can go back to a back four this season eventually, but we need to strengthen that midfield if we want to do that.
That's why.
Because I think the defense is okay.
Yeah, that's why I said you guys need to play out of the shadow of Aubameyang.
Yeah.
You need to apart from someone has to score goals for you. I think that's the reason you guys bought Willian. Willian is good because he's a crazy player, but the problem is you guys need to play out of Aubameyang's shadow. Someone like Lana said, Pepe, they need to contribute more. Because if Aubameyang gets injured for Arsenal, I'm saying it right now, it's game over for Arsenal. It's completely over.
It's true. No, I completely agree.
It's completely over. He has been the talisman for them. If Aubameyang gets injured, Arsenal bye-bye. Just forget finishing in top 4, top 6 or 7. Finishing in top 14 is okay for you guys. I'm serious. Aubameyang is the only player in that team that is helping them. He's the talisman in that team. He's the talisman in that team. So, he shouldn't get injured. He should not.
No, I know what you mean. Anyway, that's enough about Arsenal.
Let's move on quickly to Liverpool. Actually, Liverpool versus Leeds, and Shawnee, obviously being a Liverpool sort of fan. Liverpool at home at Anfield. Is this basically game, set, and match?
Yeah, I mean, it's like I always hate playing promotion teams first game of the season, and it's not because I'm scared of being beat by them and or anything like that. It's because they're so excited and they're so full of adrenaline that all of a sudden you got like half your team injured because they're flying into tackles, they're passionate about their game and that kind of stuff. So I was bricking it last season when we were playing Norwich because I was thinking to myself, oh my goodness, like what, how many players are going to be left alive, at the end of the league.
Didn't Alisson get injured in that game?
Who?
Alisson,
maybe, quite possibly.
Yeah.
I just always hate it, and Liverpool just came away. We were second the season before, so we're challenging for the title and to face Norwich. We beat them convincingly, but at the same time, it's always really nasty to play in a promoted team. Leeds, I think, have more quality than a lot of the promotion teams that we've seen in recent seasons. I think generally they're going to have a good season, but I think Liverpool are also going to want to show what they're about as well. We're not going to be a pushover on the first game of the season. So I'm going to say 2-1 to Liverpool.
Anyone here disagree with that before we move on?
Okay. Let me just.
I might sit on the fence. A bit of a draw.
How much at a draw?
Are you saying that Leeds are going to beat Liverpool at Anfield?
Wow.
Should I go?
Oh yeah, go.
I would say it's kind of tricky because with promoted teams, they try to set up in phases. The first 10 games, worse if it's one of the title challenges, They want to match themselves up against them to see how they are going to go down the first 10 games and then decided where they're going to finish. So I think they're going to come out hard in this game, very hard, just to test themselves. And it's possible they will defeat Liverpool, but Liverpool going into this one as massive favorites. We can't just disrespect them so much. Even though I'm putting them at third, I'm still giving them the massive advantage to beat most of the teams on any given day and beat them really bad.
They're going to whoop Leeds. Bad. What's everyone talking about?
Bro, I'm not saying they're going to whoop Leeds because I saw them played, and these guys are the kryptonite for Liverpool's system. Ooh. Because they can pin Liverpool's fullbacks, and then Liverpool can't create anymore. And these guys are king creators. Yeah. So it can be a very nightmare setup for Liverpool. So Liverpool do have the better players, don't get me wrong. Yeah. But a better system and very work-arse type of players will beat any good quality players. Believe me.
I agree. So, I remember... Yeah, I remember they played us in the FA Cup in, I can't remember if it was the quarterfinal. No, it might have been before that. And they pressed the life out of us for like 40 minutes. Yeah, I don't know how they didn't score it. They had so many opportunities. And at one point, we couldn't get the ball. They would just press us and press us and press us. And I mean, that's the only way to really play against Liverpool. You either drop back and defend or just go tit for tat with them and press them back. And like you said, pinning the fullbacks back is key to, stopping the assist of Trent and Robertson. So maybe you've got a good shout there. I haven't watched Leeds too much apart from when they played Arsenal in the FA Cup, but they should have won that game, honestly.
But look,
I've not lost a Premier League game at home since April 2017 against Crystal Palace.
Yes, but that is
3 years ago now.
But that is perfectly fine, bro. That is perfectly fine.
Yeah.
Sometimes you have a system called riding off the waves. Liverpool's 12th man was their fans. You notice since the restart, they don't have the same attitude as before. Believe me, if they had played the entire season without fans, most of those draws in the last ditch minutes that were assisted by other things, I won't say it, but they got those wins in the end.
No bitterness as a City fan.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that because I respect them. I really believe they tried hard, so that means we should still grant them the win. You get me? So what I'm saying is, the 12th man, which is the fans, you can clearly see that Liverpool don't play the same intensity without them. So you can't just jump up and say the 3 years before is so much a stable thing to ride off. You can't ride off that because it's different. No, without the fans. So I think give Leeds a little bit of credit, believe me. Because if Liverpool go in this one like how you're talking, Leeds will be the winner of this one. They have to go in respecting them. You understand me? And then Liverpool will win.
Klopp is more clever than that. And we're going to be harder working than Leeds. They're not used to Premiership pace right now. We're Premier League champions.
I understand. But I think for me,
I'm not saying that to put some respect on it, but it's just a reminder that we are a really, really hard working team.
Oh, absolutely.
And Leeds, they do press and that, but how long are they going to press for? Because whatever pressing they do, we'll double it.
That's why I start the conversation with you and said about the first 10 games. They're going to come out worse if they have the champions in the first 10 games. They're going to come out to test themselves with that team in particular. So that's why I'm saying the adrenaline can take them over to match Liverpool's pressing. So let's see. I think it's going to be a very good game to watch.
So
if they do all right against Liverpool, they'll probably lose the next game. They'll be knackered.
And the funniest part is because
let's quickly move on. So we've still got a bit to talk about. I'm going to go through every single game here. But just because respective fans, Abdullahi being a Chelsea fan, Brighton obviously going away to Brighton away. Should this be straightforward for Chelsea?
I think it should be straightforward. We should not there should not. My worry is, like I said from the onstart,
Ariza Balaga is my problem. Andrea, that is my problem. Because people say we should give him a chance. This guy, we've given him 2 seasons under Mauricio Sarri and under Frank Lampard. He's been woeful. So
yeah, because didn't you lose to Brighton this season?
Yes.
Yeah, we lost.
Yeah.
Why do we lose? Because of Ariza Balaga. That's it. His decision making is poor. When to come out, you don't know. When to push ball, you don't know. When to even clear out. That's my problem with him. That's my problem with Ariza Balaga.
What about Caballero?
Caballero is good, but the problem is, see, those 2 players, those 2 goalkeepers, they need competition. If you look at Man United now, DJ has been fumbling, but it's still their number 1. Now they have Dean Anderson. The problem with DJ is if he make one silly mistake, he's out of the season. Anderson will take over from him. That's the problem with DJ now. He's gonna be looking at his back. I'm like, whoa, somebody's at my back. If I make any silly mistake, I am done. That's gonna be the same problem with Ariza Balaga. I think we are getting a new goalkeeper. His name is Eduardo Mendy from Rennes. Is it Rennes or Rennes? I don't even know. It's the Senegalese number 1. So I think that one will give Ariza Balaga some competition he needs as a goalkeeper. If we look at his back, if he make any mistake, he's out of the door. As a fans, I don't rate him that high. Most fans doesn't even rate him that much. But people say give him chance. I'm gonna give him chance. I will give him chance. Every chance he wants, I will give him chance. But eventually, if he gets what I know, he will, because we will let him go. So I'm expecting a straightforward win. But my problem with Ariza Balaga is my problem. It's my problem. Okay. But I'm expecting us to win like a high win, like 3-0 or 4-0. Okay. I'm expecting us to win that.
Okay.
Nice.
Okay. Fair enough. Okay. So instead of going for the rest, I'm going to quickly bring in Sanmai here, and I'm going to ask this question to him before I bring in KSI, because he's been itching to come into the show. Sanmai, with these fixtures that you can see here, which of these do you think that will there be a? So what I'm trying to say here, out of all the pictures that you can see, which one do you think where there might be an upset? That's what I'm trying to say. Yeah, an upset on game, because there's usually one upset. Which team do you see upsetting the odds in this game week?
Upsets. I think it will be maybe the Tottenham Everton game. Mm-hmm. I think maybe Everton. I think Everton might get a win in that one.
Okay. I think that's a shout. Score prediction for it?
Even though I think that could be an upset, but I'm still thinking it will be a draw, 2-2 draw.
2-2 draw. Okay. Does anyone else have any other agree with that, or any other?
I think I'm saying Leeds United beating Liverpool at Anfield. It's gonna be difficult. I'm serious. It's gonna be difficult, but I think you guys doesn't watch Leeds. That guy, those teams can. Marcel Bielsa knows how to press team. My Lord in heaven, that guy can press for 60 minutes without getting tired. And the problem with Liverpool is Hannod, Robertson, they go forward too much. That like what JD said.
Personally, I think the upset is going to be Brighton Chelsea. That's where I see it. So
like I said already,
if Kepa's in goal, that's that's it really.
Malaga's my problem. Yeah. I keep saying it's the problem. I'm not.
So is it upset, or will you just expect it? If you see Kepa in goal, will you just expect that Brighton are just going to win the game?
If I see Kepa in goal, I'm expecting us to concede either 1 or 2. I'm expecting us to concede because I don't trust him that much. My confidence in him is already 0.00000%. That's it. That's why my confidence is low for him. I don't trust him. Kepa may do one silly mistake and just come out and punch ball. What are you doing outside? What are you doing out? You're a goalkeeper. Command your box. What are you doing out? Okay,
Abdullah, I'm just gonna quickly get Case on, and we're gonna spend the remaining of the time talking about Messi in 3 leagues. So, KSI, can you hear me? I can hear you. Sorry for later. So, obviously, just coming on, like, what are your just thoughts on the upcoming Premier League positions and I guess relegation?
I think Arsenal will get relegated.
Okay, be serious.
Oh my days!
What?
This guy's lost his mind, man.
Arsenal are going to be relegated. Come on.
No, it's not possible. No, it's not. It doesn't work like that.
Josh, he's gone mad. I'll say that Arsenal finished in the top four. The trash team on the planet, but we used to put them on the opening day. Lots of people are not giving it. I think United win the Premier League this season. Honestly.
My gosh. All right.
Okay, let him speak. Let him land. Go on, KSI. Go on.
Is it April Fools or something?
On the bench, James on the bench. We've got good options, and Van der Beek and Fernandes don't work in the same team. So both Fernandes and Van der Beek will not work in the same team. You get me?
That is true.
That gives United another option off the bench. So, and Liverpool didn't invest any money, and looks like we might Santiago, but probably go to Liverpool. Man City, I think Man City are finished. Honestly, I don't think Chelsea are actually the favourites this season to win it.
Okay.
My top four predictions. Well, I'll start with relegation because top four and save that. Relegation predictions are 18th. I'm gonna go with Fulham. 19th. I'm gonna go with West Brom. And 20th. I'm probably gonna go with the Fords. West Ham. So that's my prediction.
Okay.
I think Aston Villa will get relegated. I think Rangers will probably carry it again.
Okay.
My top four predictions. Fourth, I'm gonna go with Manchester City. Third,
Fourth, Man City.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Go on.
Third, I'm gonna go with I'm gonna go with Liverpool, and second, I'm gonna go with United and Barcelona coaches.
So you think Chelsea are going to win the title?
Yeah, I mean, look, they've got good fast team and they've got options off the bench.
Oh my.
Fast team players like Abraham and that did actually do a little bit of a job. And I think off the bench they'll be more motivated and all that. So I think Chelsea will win the league this season, honestly. And they'll probably be finished for the Champions League as well.
My.
Oh,
Bloody hell.
Had me in the first half.
I will start my comment until the
Okay, and last question, KSI, before we move on. Out of all the fixtures, I hope you can you see the fixtures there?
Yeah, I can see them.
Which one? Which fixture do you think is going to be where there's going to be an upset?
Fulham versus Arsenal.
Fulham versus Arsenal.
If you guys don't know and you're new to the channel in the chat, just to let you guys know, KSI is our comic relief. We normally bring him in about halfway through.
Go on, KSI, let it land. Go on, finish your point, KSI.
I think Arsenal is frauds. Everyone's to get hyped about Arsenal. Arsenal are the biggest frauds ever. Should we finish like fourth and that? Honestly, at the start of the season, let's be honest, G. At the start of the season, everyone really expect Arsenal to finish fourth. Let's be honest.
That is true.
That's true.
That's true.
And Lacazette, they thought Lacazette, Aubameyang, and Pepe would probably be the best, strike force since what. But I don't really need. I think that all of the fans are just flip flops, honestly, except from
Josh is trying to hold back here.
Thank you, KSI.
We Arsenal anyway, so I think Gabriel the forward will probably get put on his, a couple of times.
Fulham 2-0 win. Okay, fair enough. Okay, so some very.
I was gonna say 4-0. But like.
Need to put some realistic things on. Right. Okay. That's it for the Premier League, which is so far. Hopefully everyone can see me on my sort of back. This I think is the big has been the big news effectively for quite some time. And that is Messi versus Barcelona. Obviously, Messi is confirmed to be staying at Barcelona now. But I guess what I want, and I wanted this to be more of a debate. I'm not going to ask any specific questions, but hopefully just everyone can just sort of chime in and have their say. I guess my question is, who is actually in the right here? Messi or Bartomeu, the board? Because for those who obviously been living under a rock, essentially what's happened in summary is there was probably a verbal agreement with Messi and Bartomeu, who's the president of Barcelona, that Messi was going to go at the end of the season. The date in the contract was the 12th of June. Now, obviously, because of the pandemic, the season had finished and Messi didn't indicate that he wanted to leave. Because of that, obviously Barcelona didn't the season came back after in August. Barcelona didn't win the Champions League, etc. Messi obviously tried to leave. He couldn't because 600 release clause was active because Bartomeu, the board said, well, you didn't notify us in the beginning of 10th of June. Messi says, well, hang on a minute. We have an agreement that I'd be able to leave at the end of the season. I have my etc. And then obviously he refused for training coaches. But long story short of it, from what I understand, in order for him to actually really push, he would have had to take Barca to court, which obviously would have cost money, made him look bad. And so he obviously, because he loves Barcelona, he refused to take him to court. Now, the situation is right now, presuming that he's probably not going to sign an extension to his contract. So Bartomeu, there's a situation where Messi is probably going to leave for free at the end of the season with Barcelona because he's probably not going to sign a new contract. Messi himself said in the interview that he wanted to challenge, was ambitious, and he didn't feel his squad was good enough. So what I want to hear from you, and this is a general debate rather than sort of going around, but just so anyone can sort of chime in. Like I said at the start, is given that background, who is actually in the right, Messi or Bartomeu?
Can I go first?
I wanted to add something to what he's saying before. Because what I wanted to add was the fact that Messi was actually complaining that he wants to leave before the year started. So add that to it as well. So it's not just the last day. He was complaining, and they said to him that he should come back to them at the end of the season, and then they would have the discussion. Okay, continue.
Yeah, no, that's absolutely
that's right.
True. That actually makes it a bit more realistic because it's not that he just decided. He had planned that at the beginning of the season, and then obviously this situation happened. So, anyone feel free to chime in. Abdullah, you said you wanted to say something. Go on.
I wanted to say something. I think what we need to understand something is Lionel Messi doesn't have fault in this. The problem from Barcelona has been Bartomeu himself. Let's break it down now. As a president or as a chairman of the club, your job is to fund out money for the club to make them ambitious and challenge for trophies and win trophies. Look at Barcelona signing in the last 2, let's say 3 to 5 years. Kevin Prince Boateng, Paulinho. What kind of player is that? What kind of player are those? Tell me, what ambition is that? You move away from there. You buy Ousmane Dembele for 150 million. Flop. Felipe continue for how much? Liverpool they rob Barcelona. I don't know what Liverpool gave Barcelona. Maybe some sugar, some candy, some chocolate. They rob Barcelona for Felipe Coutinho. Flop. Imagine he went to Bayern Munich. He won the Champions League.
Hey, Felipe Coutinho has the Champions League.
Yeah, that's what I said. He won the Champions League. So look at this money. If you calculate those kind of money they spend, it's almost like 500. And you're expecting Lionel Messi to stay in that team. Messi doesn't have any blame. Bartomeu himself is the blame because as a chairman or as a president of the club, your job you should know your job. Like how do I organize this team? How do I make them competitive? How do I make them win? Because if Messi leaves that team, Barcelona is done. They cannot win anything in the next 4 to 5 years. They can't win anything because Messi is Barcelona and Barcelona is Messi. That's the team. Now he said he wants to leave for free. Imagine, and I'm very sure if Messi said he wants to leave for free, if the season begins, Messi will not play 100% like we have always known him to play. He won't play 100% because he wants to leave. He wants his mind and his heart will not be in his mind and desire to not be in that Barcelona. His mind will be shifting around that because he wants to leave. Look at those players they have in that team. Those players are not the kind of good player that can challenge for trophies. He said they want Neymar. Barcelona said they can't afford Neymar out. Now look at it now. So for me, the problem has been not that it's been like since last year. It's been 3-4 years ago. Imagine, look at it. They lost from Juventus to AS Roma, from AS Roma to Liverpool, from Liverpool to Lisbon. Look at it. Look at those loss, and you expect Messi to stay. Who is gonna be in the right senses? And we expect Lionel Messi, arguably the GOAT of football, to stay in that team with no ambition, no nothing. They lost the La Liga title to Real Madrid winning the Spanish La Liga with how many points? Barcelona should have won the La Liga even before the pandemic started, even after the pandemic. But look how they lost the La Liga. Why? Sacking of coaches week in and week out, and you expect them to challenge for trophy. It's not possible. Messi is here to leave. He has every right to leave that team. He has every right to leave. I don't want to hear Barcelona to come out and if you boo Messi, you guys should be inducted in Class A break. You should just run away. Go back to the Republic of Gabon or Republic of Serie and go and stay there. Yes. You should, no. I'm serious. You should not blame Messi for anything because that guy has given you he has given you everything. He has given you performance week in and week out. When he wants to deserve to leave, he deserves to go. Farewell he has to be given a farewell party because he deserves to leave.
I kind of agree. I kind of agree with you. But I would just add on it a little bit. I would add on it is Bartomeu and La Liga is the fault. I genuinely believe that if La Liga didn't came out with that statement that they agree with Barcelona, I thought that the fan pressure would have forced Barcelona to give him an honor send-off. Yep. But the fact that La Liga came in, it boosted Barcelona's claim to keep him and because they were trying to make a deal with him to lower his fee to maybe 150 million. Then City could have come in and buy it out. But because of La Liga making that statement that if it's not 700 million, he's not going anywhere. I don't believe a league should be so important in a club's decision. And that's where I think the problem really stirred up, and I knew that he weren't going to leave at that point. Yes, so that's my big problem here. I think it's La Liga is the main fault here, but Bartomeu will get all the problems coming his way because I think it's just a power play from the league and Barcelona to keep the TV rights high in the league at least for 2 or 1.5 more seasons.
And
go on, bro.
I will not be surprised if Barcelona finish in top 4 out of top 4. I will not be surprised. I would not be because Messi heart is not in Barcelona. His mind and his brain is not there anymore. He doesn't want to play for that team anymore. It's like they're forcing him to play, and he will not give his 100%. I will not be surprised if they bench him. I won't be surprised. But enough to not come out and boo Messi. Do not. You don't have any right. You have no right. No right to bully Messi. No, you have. If you want to boo Bartomeu should be the one you guys should go out for because he's the architect of this failure. You guys have been failing for how many seasons? 4 or 5 years season. He has been the one. Messi doesn't deserve any criticism. He doesn't. The board and the president and the chairman themselves deserve tremendous criticism. They are the one that those are the people that are making those teams fail. Messi doesn't. If he wants to leave now, he deserves to leave. He has given you guys everything. He deserves to leave. It's enough. Bartomeu should be the one to get the blame. It should be the one.
Let me quickly just get some. So, is there anyone else that's for some Messi just sort of coming in on this?
No, I'm just thinking what the hell's Ronald Koeman gonna do? You know what I mean? He finished. He had a Valencia team, which is guaranteed top 4 almost every season, and he finished just above the relegation zone with them. Did crap at Everton. I can't remember how he did it at Southampton.
Reasonably well.
Yeah, but you know what I mean. You expect him to go to a couple. I know he played for them, and etc. It's probably an emotional appointment. But what the heck's he gonna do? Maybe he'll do better than the last guy. I mean, it's hard to not do better than that guy. But Koeman, I don't know. Don't know if he's the right guy for the job, honestly, but we'll see what happens.
Fair enough. Who's
Wow.
going?
Yeah, I'll go if you want.
Tom, go on. Yeah, go on.
No, but like I said, I just think this has been cocked up at Barcelona, not just this season, but for the last couple of seasons. Since Luis Enrique left, they've not been stable at all at Barcelona. Not at all. Valverde, wow. 3 massive blowouts in the Champions League to mediocre opposition, and he had a major upper hand. Like, he had a major upper hand over an amazing Liverpool team, but he still bottled it. He had the world's best player, Lionel Messi, in the team for both legs, still bottled it. Has one of the best goalkeepers in the world in Ter Stegen, bottled it. You know, and Kike Setien came to the job. He tried to do all this stuff where he's done it in the lower ranks in the Spanish leagues, like he's done it with such as Real Betis and everything. Real Betis is nothing compared to Barcelona. You know, don't come. So you're going and getting a manager from there. That's like you know, a Liverpool or a City going in and appointing Tony Pulis. You know when he was at West Brom, that's pretty much like that. You know, so I don't really understand it. Ronald Koeman, I get it because he's had the experience of playing at the club and he's had a lot of managerial experience. And at the Netherlands, he's done quite a decent job. He got to the Nations League final, which isn't the easiest thing of doing. So I think obviously that was good for him. Yeah, he didn't win it, but no, I think Ronald Koeman, for you know, it's just I feel sorry for him almost because it's his dream job. He spoke about Barcelona for a long, long time when he was at Southampton, Everton. Barcelona's my dream job. I'd love to manage there, and even if I could put some boots on and put the shirt on again and play again, I would do. He loves Barcelona, and the greatest player that this football club has ever seen is not going to be in the right frame of mind at that club. And I went on HH's show and I said to him, I don't think Barcelona leaves, but I don't think he plays for Barcelona again, or at least not in the right mind. And people just laughed at me for it, and I thought, well, you're entitled to your own opinion, but why would a player who stated clearly and come out and said, I want to leave, why would he honestly want to put in 100% or more into your team and your team's not exactly improving at the moment? You know, and I just think, Barcelona miles behind them. And I think, such as the Bayern Munich game was the harsh reality check of how far away Barcelona really are. You know, I think they've been very lucky the last couple of years. Very, very lucky. You know, with such as La Liga and stuff. But, you know, you don't appoint the right people. Like the president. Has Bartomeu, let's be honest, been a good appointment since he's been appointed as president? No, definitely not. You know, you've blown out nearly £300 million on 2 players, Dembele and Coutinho. And can you either say either of them two, when they've played for Barcelona, have been worth maybe even more than 50 million? Probably not. You know, I'd be scratching my head looking for the receipts. Because you've just blown out 300 million on 2 attackers. 2 of the best young attackers in the world. Coutinho at Liverpool, amazing player. Dembele at Dortmund, amazing young player. Go to Barcelona, terrible. Absolutely terrible. You know, but obviously Koeman's gone in there and he's pretty much shown the ruthless streak. He's shown the door to Ivan Rakitic. You know, he's showing the door to say he was trying to push such as Vidal out the door. I'd probably expect him to go to Inter Milan. And he's trying to push players like Suarez out the door. So he's doing the right things, but it's a lot more than just the manager at Barcelona. That's the problem. The manager is not the problem, I don't think. I think it's more than the manager. It's the board and it's Bartomeu. But for me, Lionel Messi, it's hard not to see him in a Barcelona shirt because that's all that you've seen him in. However, the only other place you can see him in is Man City, if I'm being honest. Man City or a PSG for me. But Lionel Messi, you know, this is just a big saga. And like, I can't remember who said it on the show, it's been built up for the whole year. But it's not like he came out, you know, a couple of weeks ago and just said, he thought about it for the day and thought, right, I want to leave Barcelona. It takes time, and it's going to take a lot. It's going to take a big chunk to make Messi change his mind about leaving Barcelona massively. I know, such as Man United have done it with, say, Pogba, and he doesn't want to leave maybe as much as he did. But fundamentally, there's something wrong. And I think until the president changes and the board members change, nothing's going to change at Barcelona. And it's just a downward decline. And all these other teams, such as Bayern Munich and everything, world class all over, from directors down to the kit men. Well, just world class of everything. Barcelona, they look like a bunch of headless chickens who are just running a chicken shop. They probably couldn't even do that. They'd probably burn the place down because they honestly don't know what they do. Who spends over £300 million on 2 players? Who in their right mind? I wouldn't even. If Man United went and did that, I'd be absolutely fuming.
Barcelona.
You look at Chelsea. Chelsea's bought about 6 players.
I mean, I could get back at you and
Havertz for less than what Barcelona have paid for 2 players.
Yeah.
And arguably, Chelsea are probably in a better position than Barcelona now because of it.
Yeah. The thing is, I'd say who would play 200 million for 1 player? I think that's worse.
PSG,
yeah.
PSG did they? PSG definitely were there. Sanmaya, what are your thoughts on this whole Messi situation?
Yeah, I feel like Barcelona, they should just respect Messi's demands. If he wants to leave, and considering how big of a club legend he is, they have to grant that decision to him.
Mm-hmm.
They shouldn't force him to stay if he clearly doesn't want to stay in Barcelona. So I feel like Barcelona should have respected his decision and let go of a club legend like Messi.
Okay. So I think everyone seems to be in general sort of agreement that Messi is probably in the right, and that the situation seems to be more on the Barcelona board. In fact, Average Joe in the comments, I'll just read them out. He says, if Messi had the CR7 time, he would have taken Barca to the court. I don't think that's particularly fair.
No, Ronaldo wasn't at Real Madrid all of his life. I mean, this is a club that nurtured him from when he was very, very young, took care of him, gave him everything that he ever wanted. From a young age, and he is who he is now. Not just him, but all the people around him, his family, everything that he is because of Barcelona. So it's a sad situation, but or upsetting situation rather. But I don't think he would ever have that mentality of thinking himself, okay, this is what I've been blessed with here at Barcelona, but now I'm gonna burn those bridges and start a fire. I think he's generally got a good respect there, even if it's a messy situation. No pun intended.
I knew someone was going to get that in there. It was just
filthy scouser.
Average against his La Liga side with Barca because of the revenue Messi gives them, and then Average last says Koeman can't have a player of Messi's stature not wanting to be there as well. I think that's the big thing. I think Josh actually highlighted a point of how Koeman is going to deal with this. I still think Messi will be a good professional with everything, because that's just who he is. But I do think that, and you're already kind of seeing, I believe, the tension in Barca right now, where Koeman wants to sort of bring his Dutch contingent to Barcelona in Ronaldo, Dubai, etc. Whereas the Barca board wants, say, Thiago, because he's he's Spanish presumably, and he can add a bit more to their side. And again, perhaps this maybe highlights the issue of the Barcelona board is that. I don't know what you guys think, but one of the things that I noticed is that, as Tom said, Barca are trying to force out Suarez. They've already forced out Rakitic and Vidal. Now, all of those players are not Spanish, but yeah, they're over 30 and are passing. Fair enough. But players like their defense, Jordi Alba, PK, Sergio Busquets, from what I hear, they're still going to be playing next season. So they seem to be perfectly fine. So why is it that, and we know that it's been Barcelona's defense that has been the issue, really, as opposed to Messi and their attack, although the midfield is quite sluggish. So how is it that you still have PK, Jordi Alba, and Sergio Busquets, who are more or less 30, a plus, still part of this Barcelona side that conceded 8 goals to Bayern Munich, and you're letting Suarez, etc. go? You know, I think there might be a Spanish bias in that. I don't know what people think about that.
I totally agree with you. Totally agree with you on that one, because I was actually noticing the same thing. Because I'm saying, why? But before I even go on your point, I'm just saying it looks like Koeman is just there to oversee things, because he's not the one making any decision. And how can a manager be successful if he's not making the main decisions? Because that's how you're going to curve your squad. You can't get a job and you decide, okay, Messi has to fit in this squad, and then it's going to work for you. It's going to be always difficult this way, because you're starting at someone's point. So that means it's like 70% of your potential job are already out the door. You understand? Because you can't fulfill what you had planned for the club. But on your point now, I would say is if it is a Spanish bias 100%, because the players they sold weren't worse than the players they actually kept. And it goes to show you again, it's the revenue they're trying to chase. Because they're keeping players that are much more commercially valuable to them. Also, you have to keep in mind, they're from the same unit in Barcelona there. You understand me? They will sell more of a shirt than the rest they are willing to let go, beside from Suarez. I think that was just the manager's problem, because he can't get on with Suarez. So I think that's the reason why Suarez left. Yeah, but otherwise, from that, I agree with you. It's a bias.
Okay. Just before we move on from this, and just quickly round out, because obviously I know it's going to be quite late. So just the last 5-10 minutes. Hala Madrid has hashtag goes out, says Barca will win La Liga still because Madrid's attack ain't good enough. Well, to be honest, if Suarez goes, who's in Barcelona's attack? Essentially Messi, and then you have Griezmann, who is neither.
They don't even have a striker.
They don't have a striker. They don't have the actual striker. You know, Ansu Fati is not really a striker. Even they don't actually have an outright number 9. They're going to have to play with a false number 9, really, and rely on Messi yet again. At least Real Madrid have a striker. They have Benzema. Who
Maybe that should give Chelsea 200 million and get Tammy Abraham.
Man, Tammy Abraham.
Give us, we need money, man. We need to recruit, man. Give us money. I will give them Abraham. That's them Abraham. Just give them Abraham. Give me like 200. Give me 200.
Right. Let's quickly move on to the last topic of this stream, and we'll just wrap up the last sort of 10 minutes. And it's basically sort of European dominance. So obviously Juventus won Serie A last season, PSG won Ligue 1, Bayern won the Bundesliga, and Madrid won La Liga. I'm including Madrid in this just because Barcelona in shambles. But effectively, my question is, do you guys see those teams dominating their respective leagues this season? In other words, out of all those leagues, essentially Ligue 1, La Liga, Bundesliga, and Serie A, do you see any other team, bar those teams I mentioned, i.e. Juventus, Real Madrid, PSG, and Bayern, actually challenging for their respective domestic trophy?
Yes.
Okay. JD,
I see.
Okay. So after JD go first, and I go to Abdari. JD go.
In Syria, I can see 2 teams forcing out Juventus this season, and it's Inter Milan and Atalanta. Atalanta is not a team to play with, and I think they are going to solidify their defense a little bit more and go and push forward. But I think also Inter Milan with gelling process already passed. They are going to be massively better next season and just come right out the block and push Juventus over the edge, because I think Juventus legs are really going, and most of the time they slipped a lot of leads. So if they go with the same squad now, I think they are the one that will get kicked off that perch out of all the other leagues.
Okay. Abdullah, you about to say something? Go on.
Yeah. I'm going to go with what JD said. For me,
Ooh,
And
Abdullah,
he's gone.
you there? Okay, come in and come back out again. Josh.
Yo.
So do you see any other team in those leagues challenging those teams that I said?
What was the question?
So basically, Real Madrid, Bayern Munich, Juventus, PSG, in their respective leagues, you see any other team in their respective leagues?
Oh,
like essentially, this is a question. Will they just dominate leagues, or do you see a potential challenger?
I think PSG will dominate. I think Juve could struggle this year, honestly.
Do you not think Pirlo will do well at Juventus?
Well, this is. I mean, my man's just managed the under 23s, and he only got like a month to do that before he got, or a month or so before he got, called for the proper job. We don't know how he's going to do. Pirlo is such a gent. Like, I'd love him to do well at Juve, but they struggled a little bit last season. Ronaldo will be 35 this season. So I don't know with them. I don't think, honestly, they've got an aging squad, and I know it's Serie A, it's a little bit slower and a bit more defensive minded, but Atalanta were fantastic last season until Ilicic had his personal problems. I thought they were doing really, really well. AC have been looking really good post lockdown as well, and they're kind of like having a rebuild process. I think they signed a few players, and they're getting Bakayoko back. Lazio with what's his name? What's this guy called, man? Italian striker. Immobile, that's the one. And he was rivaling Lewandowski for like the golden boot across all European leagues. So I don't know. I think Serie A might be really interesting next year. Obviously, Juve normally dominate, and they finish quite a few points above Atalanta this season. But honestly, I think we could get an upset, if you want to call it an upset there.
They did slide back a little bit, because they ended up with just, if Inter Milan won their last match, they would have actually won the league, That's
wait, really? It was that close?
They battled the last 7 games.
Wow.
And Juventus couldn't win a match to save their lives. They are actually leading 1-0 until 80 minutes and end up losing the game.
Right, so Inter finished second, not Atalanta.
Yeah, Inter finished second, not Atalanta. So Atalanta gave up the league.
Okay.
Because at one point they looked like they couldn't push on because they wanted to favor either the Champions League or the league, and they went for the Champions League, I think, because Ilic got injured, and Zapata and a few other guys got injured. So they decided, okay, we don't have the squad depth. We're just going to go for the bigger prize. And
they almost beat PSG.
Yep.
So the gamble almost paid off. Yeah,
yes, 3 more minutes, and they would have been okay.
Absolutely, brother. I don't see Juve winning it, honestly. In response to that question, but the other leagues, Real Madrid, I think, have got it, and PSG have got theirs as well. Bayern Munich as well. Bayern, come on, man. Bayern are just, look at them, man, and they're strengthening even more. You know, they obviously got Leroy Sané coming in, give some competition. And it's funny because I'm glad Coleman stepped up in that final too, because people were disrespecting this guy, man. This guy's a baller and he's still young. Came from Juve, he's a Bayern Munich now. That guy is a serious talent. Like, I know Sané's coming in and he's also really good, but let's, put some respect on Coleman's name too. Probably the best attack in the world, I would say, with Lewandowski there. Gnabry's had 2 solid seasons. Well, 3 actually, if you include his season at Hoffenheim. I think Bayern are just gonna. I'd arguably say they might get the because they got the treble this season.
Yeah,
I wouldn't be surprised if they got it back to back. Honestly,
back trebles,
right? Because Dortmund haven't. I think Dortmund have signed 1 or 2 players, but Dortmund are Dortmund. So, I think that's how it will go.
Sanmaya, Chief, what are your thoughts on this European tournament? Do you see any other team in these respective European leagues that might challenge the teams I've said?
Yeah. So first of all, I'll just say I think Man City will win the Premier League, Real Madrid will win the La Liga, Inter will win the Serie A, and Bayern, PSG will win their own leagues. As for like the Bundesliga, I feel like even though Bayern would win their 9th in a row, I still think there will be some competition. I don't think it will be like a massive point gap. I don't think that will happen, but I still think there will be competition, just like other leagues like Premier League, Serie A, La Liga. I think there will be like good competition. It won't be something like the 25-point gap like what Liverpool did earlier this year. So it's not going to be something like that throughout all the leagues. I think it will be good competition throughout the whole league. But even though it will be like the same teams winning, like the PSG and Bayern Munich and possibly Juventus, but I feel like there will be like good competition. It's going to be a very competitive title race.
Okay, good friend. And Sean, I don't think I've asked you yet. Sean, what are your thoughts?
There is, I think the same. The Italian league is maybe the one that stands out. Serie A. It's kind of exciting in a way because they are like a couple of teams that could potentially challenge Juventus. You don't know, like when a manager comes in, Pirlo, obviously a really, really great player. He's going to be really, really passionate about the club, but you don't know how how the players are going to respond to him. So there's a little uncertainty there. So Serie A is the only one to stand out. I think it'd be the same for the other leagues.
Okay, and lastly, Abdullahi.
Yeah, can you hear me now? Can you guys hear me?
We can hear you. Yeah, no,
my internet went out. That was why.
Bricked out. So just in case you didn't catch the question, we're basically asking, given all the so Juventus, Real Madrid, PSG, Bayern Munich, given all those leagues, do you think they will dominate their respective leagues, or do you see another team in those leagues winning the title?
I think that team winning the title. For PSG, they are winning the Ligue. It's done. For Spanish, Real Madrid are winning the game back to back. It's done.
Okay.
For Serie A, I'm going for Inter Milan. Inter Milan are winning the team. Yeah.
Okay.
They have to, because if you look at the money Antonio Conte spent, the board are really backing him. He has to win something now. He has no justification. He has to win something.
So you don't rate Pirlo. You don't think Pirlo is going to do well with this Juventus side? Because no one's been talking about Pirlo and the impact.
Yeah, and the Pirlo will be good. Will show himself as a manager. But I think he needs experience, because like Serie A need an experience. Yeah, you have Cristiano Ronaldo and everything, but Conte, we know something about Conte. He's a Serie A winner. He knows how to win. If first he may not win anything, but now they're backing him now to win something. They're giving the player he wants, Arturo Vidal. This kind of player he wants, he will eventually win something for that Inter Milan team. That's what I'm saying. They're gonna put Juventus all over to the final match. And for the Bundesliga, I'm seeing 2 teams challenging Bayern Munich. It's tough. Borussia Dortmund and RSB Leipzig. Those 2 teams are the ones gonna challenge Bayern Munich.
Bayern will win it, but those two teams will give Bayern tough time, huge tough time, because last week I've lost Timo Werner. They lost Timo Werner, and now Dortmund have Sancho, in which you already thought they're gonna lose. Now that's gonna be a boost for them. How long will they keep Sancho? I have no idea, because I know United still want to pay money and buy Sancho. But if Sancho stays and it stays in this transfer window finish, I see them challenging Bayern Munich for the Bundesliga title.
Fair enough. I think that's everyone. So thanks everyone for getting involved. And like I think as we'll watch this space, we'll obviously probably come back to this video at the end of the season with everyone's predictions and previews. So but yeah, like it's coming up to almost 2 hours, so we're gonna just wrap things up here. Thanks everyone for obviously getting involved and watching. Thanks everyone who was getting involved in the comments with your questions. Really appreciate it. This is obviously quite a lot to sort of squeeze into one just under 2 hour show. So the next couple of shows will probably have a bit less to talk about. We might potentially do another show on Friday evening, just see what happens there. But like I said, thanks everyone so much for watching. Really appreciate it. If you're new to the channel, so like, share, and subscribe to Red Devil Studio. Follow us on Twitter United X and smash the notification button for latest Manchester United news. Take care, everybody. Peace out and cheers.
Thank you guys.